everyone. My name is Linzey Corridon. I am a born and raised Vincentian man who now resides in Ontario, Canada. Today, I'm going to read from a manuscript that I'm working on entitled Verisimilitudes, and this is the second manuscript in sort of my lineup of writing endeavors. And this particular manuscript tries to think through to position a Caribbean family in a way that the reader can understand, like those moments that are usually unspoken, that are usually inarticulate, because our families as a unit they're not equipped to sort of talk or vocalize or verbalize those moments that we oftentimes need to hear the most. So this book tries to put into words a lot of those moments that we usually aren't able to access through language. So this is June, and it is taken from Verisimilitude. To be born in June, the middle of the year, is to surrender yourself to being split in half, left devoid of story the 5 months prior, anticipating the 5 months inevitably upon you. Before, my rib was the lucky one selected by creation under the watchful eye of time, in God's attempt to attribute meaning to me, to my future family, to the bodies of water and land and flesh that come together over and over again, cradling human potential. I stayed buried between the crevices of the unknown. Such a comfort was that place in nowhere. To have meaning forced upon you strips away the kindness of not being, the gift of no heartache, the warmth of a sweet and simple non-existence. I am that which never demands too much, and I am a creature that can have never enough. So I am here opening my eyes, gasping in search of the life force they sound as oxygen, or is it air? I catch my breath because of a shadow. A mass of flesh and fear thumps my back. I feel it in my core. The air hits my feet. Colors assault my retina, and I am at war with the world now assaulting my every moment. Physical touch becomes known to me. Heat accompanies every new thump to my behind, and the stringy parts of me flail. Some kind of reaction to the tensions of flesh caring for flesh. The first bond between little light and darkness and promise, with big light and promise and darkness and life. My ears are twitching. That tickling is from sound. I am hearing in waves. Signs crush my canal. Now big flesh is heat and sound and life. The thumps come to an end. I am a girl, they say. Big flesh sounds this to the other fleshlings. A girl, brown and black and beautiful. Big flesh with the warm thumps is brown and black and beautiful like me. Another wave of sounds. Big flesh claims me her daughter and prized possession. A mother she is, some kind of warden of the new. This tacit agreement between little flesh and mother comes into being even with my sounding in protest, faint wails of big flesh's claim. What would life have been like without this folly? I cannot convince mother of my dissatisfaction, and so I am sold to big flesh for little price. My cost is warm thumps and sonic waves. More sounds from another fleshling. This one is my father. No thumps or heat or sound are transferred to me. This is all I have to know big flesh father by. I am free with father, a thing simultaneously made a possession, but still let loose to be daughter, on terms I craft alone, flailing limbs and all in the cold. I think this feels like cold, for it is not hot. It is not thumping from my mother. The feeling is of cold as mother tells father, that is how I am feeling. Next thing you know, I am smothered with heat. I can barely see or hear sounds anymore. My eyes now prevent me from seeing colors. All I feel is heat and nothingness, that familiar state of comfort of the unknown. I enter the world 3 times and exit the folds of life just once. Can another person fathom being dropped headfirst into the childhood I was afforded? And eyelid girl, in all her sun-kissed beauty, the thing that would live 3 times, railing against the noise of living whenever the heart permits riot. What is life if not those moments of adrenaline-fueled, belligerent acts like birth, the first act in a limited series which constitutes one's life, one's claim to humanness, a symphony everyone can see and hear and touch, maybe sometime they can even feel. They feel my heartstrings tugging, lurching at the darkness, waiting in the shadows for that inevitable second, for that invaluable third and meaningful life to appear. In this first life, that much is certain. There must be 2 more. My 5-year-old mind tells me so. The first life must hold me long enough to grow another 14 cycles. What will I do until then? Perhaps I can sit with other people who pass me by. I don't quite enjoy the world of sitters. Such confidence, such certainty they exude in the still nothingness. Besides, I am only a child. I do not understand mother and father's demand for my stillness. Children cannot comprehend the weight of being seated, the world which forms in the wake of the quiet. And why should we? I am a child with 3 lives to live. I have no time for the peace and tranquility promised, hidden in such inaction. I do like hiding, yes. I do not enjoy the work of uncovering things hidden. Being 5, running around and chasing my younger sister, and yes, I have siblings, unfortunately so, I have proven myself to be a terrible seeker. I am a terrible seeker only because I already know of what must be found, of what is hiding, and what awaits my discovery of it. Such an iteration of hiding does nothing to console me, as I wait for the sign that my next life will soon arrive. And no, I am not hoping to die. I am only doing the true work of seeking, in anticipation of something so intangible, so fragile, so erratic as living. I get the feeling that that which I am seeking out, it will only reveal itself to me after I have lived my part alone. And so, I'm fighting off this feeling of angst, playing hide and seek with my little sister, she innocently escaping into the bushes behind our house. I wonder if she knows that she may never return. I suppose I must find her, for it is the tragedy that one refuses to discover that which is hidden but may be uncovered. In this act of finding my sister lies so many curiosities. I can hear her giggle. I inch closer and closer through the lemongrass towering over us. Her giggle is now a chuckle. The smell of citrus permeates the area. I remember how every morning mother would direct us towards the bushes. The leaves from the lemon bush are easily transformed into tea. Every day we plucked the citrus, extracted the life force embedded in these bushes, and we ingested them. Bush tea warms you inside and out. There is a warmth shared amongst us 4 as well, mother, father, sister, and me. I am uncertain of what to make of it besides the familiar, warm feeling that I am remembering from the passage of being born from my mother's canal. How strange that the warm liquids that once surrounded me, for mother has said how she would only drink bush tea during the pregnancy. How curious is it that I am now here, drinking the bush tea that made me. I don't recall being able to smell it in mother's womb. I do recall the warmth, so being here and now, drinking tea, this is a ritual of new and old sensations. I welcome sensations of all kinds, but never without judgment. Sensations are so tricky when you're a child. They're tricky as you get older. This is my judgment, whether it be true or not. A child's judgment is pure after all. In that purity comes a desire for truth. I may not always be right, but I am true in my judgments. This must also sound amusing to adults, I know. But remember that I am a child, one maneuvering through the lemongrass, nearing the truth that is her sister lying flat on her belly, trying to not morph her chuckle into riot, into full laughter, a riot of its own and familiar kind. She presses her body further into the earth. I stand several leaves of glass away from her. What an interesting scene, her body molded to the earth. I wonder what her time in mother's womb was like. Does lemon bush, does being in the grass stir familiarity and emotions in sister? I stand over her now, but she refuses to unroot her face from the earth. How can she breathe? I suppose it is no different from being in the womb. She must be finding a way to pull air from the earth. The ground is filled with so many hidden mysteries. It must be true that one thing hidden is the air sister now draws upon when sustaining her muted laughter. A tap on the shoulder means the game is over. The thing is, the game was over the moment I agreed to participate. I come back to the game, to the bushes, not for sister, but for the inevitable laughter which arises from her core. It is not that I know exactly where she hides every time we play. It is that she radiates with giggles and chuckles and laughter. These instances, such affectual responses from within sister must mean something. You see, I am a thing determined, but I am also determining things for myself. Perhaps this is how best to spend my life, determining, deciphering, making sense of so many seemingly nonsensical events. Sister's laughter filled with something worth understanding. Every new game brings me closer to the truth. This latest game has permitted me the space to discern love. Yes, love. The adults are always speaking about this thing. I'm not sure what it feels like, but I can describe it to myself because I see it emanating from others around me. Love is what sister now embodies. A love for the game, a love for the lemon bush, a love for me. I do not know for certain. That is the truth. But it is also true that what she embodies is love. Her laughter ceases. Her head leaves the soil. She shouts, "June!" Then she springs from the earth and heads towards the house. The remnants of what seems to be an endless joy now trails her. I look at her face imprinted into the soil, into the crushed grass, and I see love. I observe similar imprints in the bushes, in the soil, the legacies from previous games. This field is a series of games which yield traces of love. I bend forward to take a closer look at this newest imprint. There is a warmth there that is familiar to me. Is this the basis of the love that I can see? Is warmth the defining characteristic of love? Perhaps there is truth to my observation. This means that I too know love because I know warmth. I sense the canal. I feel the passage. I smell bush tea in the mornings. I touch sister's fuzzy markings on the ground. I might not enjoy hide and seek for seeking, or is it that I enjoy seeking other things while in the game? There's truth to this, that I know for certain. And if not, then I am but a child. Love must be that unknown thing which I search for without even realizing that I'm searching. Who knows? Perhaps I will feel love. I will have to return for tomorrow's game to verify these suspicions. Why does my second life feel so distant? I now see love. I deduce the warmth is at the center of love. So maybe now my second life will reveal itself. Until then, the house, the yard, the lemon bush, and sister will do. Thank you.